They call him the Lego Man. But despite having no hands, he's now completed more than he can count.
I was born on the 13th of December 1973. There wasn't such things of scans and stuff to tell you how well the baby was, so it was kind of a shock to my mum and dad when I was born and realised I had no hands and legs. I was rushed into the Royal Victoria for my breathing problems, and in the meantime the doctor said to my mum and dad, look, we don't know if he's going to make it. My mum at the time, she was only 23 when she had me, so to have that thrust upon her, it was a big shock, and I think my dad took it bad. I was on an incubator for 2 weeks of him, so to try and keep me alive. I nearly wasn't here, but somebody locked me up there, says, right, you're going to be here for a purpose.
DJ.
Hi Mum, sorry to bother you. What is my disability called? You know, have no hands and legs. What was a name for it, isn't there?
Well, they always said it was something called focomelia.
Focomelia. Do you know how to spell that? I grew up in York Park, Portstewart. I had friends that were over across the way, and we played as kids. I had wee small artificial legs since I was 9-10 months old. You know, I used to run about with my legs like a normal child. It was a struggle because, you know, back in the 70s and 80s, there was always a stigma with people with disabilities. My mum and dad had to fight for me, and I had to fight for myself. In those days, you know, you would have seen advertisements on television for, you know, for games or for Sunday or Action Man, and it came up Lego, and I looked at it. I was mesmerised by it. I was mesmerised by the colours and what you could create out of it. And I went to the centre saying, could you get me a Lego set? In school, I would say majority of people I would have got on with. My nickname was Hands, you know. Hey Hands, how you doing? How you doing? How you doing? Fancy going out for a drink? And I said, no, I'm legless. That was my icebreaker. There was a place, they train you up to go into a workplace. I think they tried to pigeonhole you and said, you'll be good on a computer. But I was more a practical, hands-on person. And I got a job on a forklift. There was definitely first impressions. And what are you here for? I'm here to drive a forklift. Are you taking the mic here? I said, no. I says, can you drive a forklift? I said, yes. Aye, right. And I would get on a forklift. Oh, right, okay. How do you do that with no adaptions? How do you do that with your hands or your legs? I can't explain it, but I did it. I'm probably ashamed to say the last time I held down a job was the year 2000. The latter end of my work, when I was talking about in school, and I never got bullied in school. But unfortunately I got bullied in work to such a stage that it nearly destroyed me. And a lot of boys were saying, oh, we pay for your car, we pay for your insurance. And I said, well, no, I pay for my insurance and my car because I'm working. It was destroying my soul, and it was affecting my mental health, it was affecting my physical health. So I just decided I need to quit here. It took me a long time to get over that. You know, it took me years, because I just thought to myself, what did I do wrong?
I felt angry.
And just felt very sad about it. I think it was just hurtful to know that people who were able-bodied, and really, the way that Desmond was, that they were jealous of him.
I didn't want to sound like I was being a coward or being a wimp. Let's say for 4, 5, 6 years, I just didn't want to. I don't even think I went out of the house. I just got paranoid about myself. When you're building Lego, I put my full concentration into it. So it doesn't matter what's going on in the world, I'm just focusing on Lego. It's your own wee escapism in the own wee world. 6 years ago then, my friends and family said, like, you should show people what you can do by building Lego with no hands. And it just exploded. Next thing, there was a newspaper, it was just there, schools was ringing you, it was just like, and it was like information overload. They are interested in me. Why are they interested in me? And I'm just a naughty Joe blog.
It's the 14th of November. I'm Tara Mills. Welcome to the programme. This is DJ Calvert. He's 49 and was born without hands or legs, and has just been told the daily visits he receives from care workers will end in 3 weeks' time.
I got a phone call from my social worker to say, I'm afraid to have bad news for you, DJ. Your care package will no longer exist by the 2nd of December. They're pulling the plug. So I says, well, look, what's the worst case scenario? And I says, well, if we can't get you any care package by that time, we're going to have to arrange a care home for you, put you in a care home, either temporarily or permanently. And when she told me that, my whole world just came crashing down. And then at the last minute, probably a week before or 4 days before, the other care company was going to pull out. Northern Trust Care said that we can supply you a care package. I need to stand up here and have a voice. If you'd have said to me 6 years ago that you're going to end up in Stormont talking to MLAs, I would have said there's no way that's going to happen, because I was very shy doing public speaking. To be able to, do the Lego thing, it's different, but doing this, is anybody want to be listening to me? But then I thought, well, they're saying a name on a bit of paper. They're saying statistics. Getting my story across, I think it has brought it home to a lot of MLAs. I think it's really had an impact. And I'm hoping that my next step will be to see the Health Minister, possibly maybe the First Minister. Hopefully get them to sit down and think, right, we need to sort out a budget. We need to fix this problem, not put a plaster on it and hope it'll be fine for a week or a month or a year. But going back to the Lego man side of it, I think if it wasn't that persona I had with a Lego, none of this would have happened. I know there's other people out there that are in the same position and wouldn't have the privilege of having contacts through the media. They were using my persona to get a news piece, so I was using them to get my story out and get it across the platforms. I have never thought that anything I do is spectacular, because it's normal to me. So that's probably why I thought, well, nobody's going to think, well, it's this man building Lego hands, what's the big thing about that? But sometimes I have to think outside the box and think how other people would react and see me. And, for them, it's like, bloody hell, how could you do that? And I just look at them and go, what do you mean, how do you do that? because it's just normal. And I always see myself as normal. I don't technically see myself as a disability, I have a disability. That's why I wanted to go to normal schools and just go to normal work. Maybe I was in denial about my disability. So that was my coping mechanism, I just shut it off. But then when I started doing the Lego, I brought the disability to the forefront. And then realised, no, I'm not ashamed of myself now. I'm not ashamed of having no legs or no hands. Why should I be?